I'm quite literally half a mile into the island itself. We've still got another 3 miles to go, by the way. But look at that. Now the plan for me today is to be here until high tide, which isn't until about 7 o'clock. And just for a timeline, it's 20 to 2 now. So I've got a long time, but the reason why I planned it like this is because I wanted a long time. I've never been here before, so I'm going to wander up the island and see what compositions there are available. But look at that, seriously, half a mile into the island walk, and already I could come here, take a picture of that, be happy and go home, seriously. To the right hand side, another 100 yards. The beach is probably going to be full of these. Groins and more groins, and even behind me. Look how interesting all that is. I tell you what, I am super excited about today, super excited. Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. Look at that, what a fantastic looking lighthouse that is. This is Spurn Point. It's a place I've had earmarked to come and photograph for over 2 years on my list of places to photograph, and today is the day. I'm super excited. So for those of you who are interested, Spurn Point is a small bit of land that juts out, and it sits on the east coast of the UK, and it's about a 30-minute drive away from Hull. So if you look where Hull is on the map, basically go to Hull, then go to the right hand side, and it's a little bit of land that juts out. Military historians love it here, and the reason being, I believe that there's still active barracks here. I don't know, that's not what this video is about. I haven't really done my research, but I do know that this was very active, I believe, in the First World War, or certainly the Second World War anyway, and you could tell that by all the remnants that there are lying around the beaches. Don't know, I mean, look at all this behind here. Maybe that's all remnants from, I don't know, shelters or military buildings of some shape, form or description left over from the Second World War. I'm saying the Second World War. I think it was more akin to the Second World War than the First World War. Like I said, that's not what this video is about, so I'm just giving you a bit of a filler for you. But if you know a bit more about the history, maybe you could jot it down in the comments below. So if anybody is interested in the history of this island, certainly when it comes to the military side of things, then maybe you can go down into the comments and have a read. Yeah, it has quite a history, but the reason why I'm here is because it's full of character. I mean, just look at that in the background. Will that make a good subject to photograph when the tide comes in? I'm not quite sure, but it's full of character. Over there on my right hand shoulder as well, you've got a pier that juts out, and that's pretty cool as well. But the problem is, it's due to rain. It's due to tip it down with rain. It's 3 o'clock, it's meant to have been raining from 2 o'clock. The sky is looking okay, not particularly brilliant, but it does look as if, well, I've got some slight spots of rain coming down now, but certainly nothing, thankfully, that they forecast. Either way, that's not going to stop me from enjoying myself today. There is a very slight sting in the tail if you do want to come out to Spurn Point and up to Press. I certainly would recommend that you do it, but it's quite a distance away. So from where we park the car to the Spurn Point, or the end of Spurn Point, not sure what they actually call Spurn Point, but anyway, it's 3.5 miles away. So all in all, that's a 7 mile round trip, but already Sod's Law dictates that 30 minutes into the journey, when we stopped at those grinds, so far have been the thing that I'm most excited about photographing. And wouldn't that just be Sod's Law? All day walking, only to find that 30 minutes away from the car is probably going to be the best location for photography. But hey ho, I say it a million times, it's more, it's way more than just coming out for the day and taking a picture. I mean, I'm loving this place, absolutely loving this place so far. This is quite nice, located towards the end of Spurn Point, or where the RNLI station is. You've got some toilets and a refuse, a place where you can come and grab a bite to eat and a cup of coffee, so looking forward to that. Andy, how far have we done today so far?
We have 7.5 kilometres.
7.5 kilometres. I feel fresh as a daisy. But very sadly now, it's really drawn in, and surprisingly, it's tipping down with rain, which is what they said it would do on the weather forecast, which is a real shame. And yeah, well, let's get suitably refreshed and we'll get out and about and back at it. They're really cool things. They're called searchlight bunkers, and apparently they were used, without stating the obvious, to house searchlights. And reading up on the notice board in where we were sat having lunch, used in the First and the Second World War. Who mentioned about rain earlier on? Now the thing is, we're stuck on the island now, so we can't go anywhere. When I say the island, we're stuck out here at the point, and very little to photograph at this side. We've determined there's a few things on the other side of the island, on the west side, not the east side, sorry, on the east side, not the west side. This is the west side where we're at now. But the problem is, this driving rain is driving me up the flaming wall. And you've heard me say it countless times, don't be a lazy photographer. So I am going to get my gear out. I am going to attempt to grab a shot of this old lighthouse, but the problem is, I hate making excuses all the time, but I did promise that I would document when things just weren't going to plan. And as you can probably see right now, it's peeing down with rain. It's a little bit breezy, so it's kind of driving the rain guaranteed into your lens. I haven't got an umbrella with me either, so I'm literally going to have to do it old style. Composition, take a picture and hold that over the lens. Right guys, I need to give you an update. We've had quite literally the day from hell. Look at this in the background. This as a matter of interest, is the first time that the weather's actually broken. So Andy and I have spent all day going around the whole of the island, and we found some really nice places to take photographs, and we've even attempted to grab a shot as well. But you know, when it's just constantly raining, rain, oh, there's just nothing worse. It's not cold, it's not overly windy, just a slight breeze, strong enough to create waves like that, which is brilliant. But just as a bit of a timeline, we've spent so much time wandering around and not having our cameras in our hand, which is really frustrating. But now it's 8:30, the tide's starting to recede, and we're now heading home absolutely knackered and exhausted. Where I feel, fingers crossed, so it's not an epic fail, we've got a break in the weather good enough to hopefully grab 1 or 2 shots. So that's where we're at right now. seriously, it's going to be too dark for me to film, for you guys to see. But right now, I'm just so hoping that I can grab one shot from here because I am super excited. I haven't even got time to talk you guys through the composition. I'm just going to grab the picture and fingers crossed it'll be worthy of adding to this video. Well, anything is better than nothing, I suppose. It's difficult to tell, but it's really dark right now. The video recorder itself is trying its best to light up the scene, so it's actually looking much brighter than it really was. Anyway, suffice to say, we didn't end up with any decent pictures. We got a few pictures, but you know what it's like when you're trying to, you know, compose your images when it's really dark and you're trying to focus when it's really dark. Anyway, long story short, I didn't take any pictures worthy of adding to this video. Thankfully, 15 minutes before we arrived at this location, we walked past a set of groins we both thought had an awful lot of potential. So thankfully, we put our cameras down on our tripods and grabbed a couple of shots, and I'll show you them in a second because they were okay. Now, it's such a shame that I'm going to end a video like this on a bit of a downer, because ordinarily in the past I would have turned up at a location like this. If we had a dreadful day, don't get me wrong, we had a fantastic day. It was a brilliant adventure, and that should be the most important part of the day. We had an absolutely fantastic day. But there's only so much driving rain that you can put up with, you know, when you're constantly wiping your lenses and wiping your filters down. It's really frustrating. I did manage to grab a shot earlier on of that, what looked like half a lighthouse that was in the sea. It was raining an awful lot. Trying to do it old school, getting my body over the camera. Obviously I've got the my cloth as well, trying to stop the rain. It's still not stopping the rain, so I got an okay picture there as well. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, but it's probably testament to how hard I worked on the images in post-production that they actually made it to this video anyway. But more importantly than that is I'm trying my best to bring you guys along, good or bad. Ordinarily I would have turned up on a day like this, taken a few pictures. If it didn't work out, I would have packed up and gone home, or this video wouldn't have seen the light of day. But of course that's not a true reflection of what really happens on the odd vlogging or the odd day that we go out taking landscape pictures. I'm sure it's happened to you in the past, and it's likely to happen to you again in the future, as well as it will do me. Just want to say thanks to Andy as well. He was my companion for the day. We had a brilliant day between us. We walked around about 18 kilometers and we were out there for about 8.5 hours. So all bar, you know, the half an hour we sat down having lunch, we were on our feet all day, and it was, well, we were both exhausted, without stating the obvious. So thanks to Andy for that. I was going to try and give Andy a bigger introduction during the video, but I never got a chance to do it because obviously it's very difficult to get your vlogging camera out when it's tipping down with rain. Just for your information, I am going back. This is how excited I am. I'm going back to that location on Saturday morning because all the stars align. High tide is the same time as the sunrise because it's on the east side, so it's a sunrise location. It's also very windy as well, so I'm hoping for some wave action. And of course, if there's lots of light, I can potentially play around with my shutter speeds a lot more and create some more dramatic images. So I'm really looking forward to returning back there on Saturday. I will vlog it, and that will be part 2 to this video that I will release next week. So that's it. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Do me a favor, carry on supporting the channel if you've never been here before. This is what I do on a regular basis. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also, just as a bit of a teaser, I've been working really hard on a project over the last 3 months. It's a project that's coming to fruition of an idea of mine that I had an awful long time ago. So thankfully this lockdown has given me, I suppose, the motivation to go and basically plough lots of working hours into that. There's still more to do, but I will announce what that project is in 2 to 3 weeks time. I am super excited by it. Right, enjoy the pictures.